For anyone out there who's just starting to learn Python, or any coding really, it can feel a bit overwhelming at first. It's almost like standing at the bottom of a huge mountain, isn't it? But here's what I always say. Practice is the antidote to that beginner's fear. It's kind of like how athletes don't just wake up one day ready to compete. They train, they repeat drills, they make mistakes. Coding's the same way. The only way to build strength is through repetition, trying, failing, tweaking, and eventually you start seeing progress. And what's great is, these days, there's a ton of platforms where you can test your skills and maybe even surprise yourself. Take HackerRank, for example. It's brilliant for anyone looking for a mix of challenges, from basic Python exercises to really tough algorithm problems. Then there's LeetCode, which folks absolutely love for interview prep. It focuses heavily on algorithms and has this great community section where you can discuss and learn different approaches for every problem. And then there's Codewars. A bit of a twist there. It turns coding into a kind of game where you earn ranks by solving these fun little puzzles they call kata. Now let me tell you a quick story. I heard about this guy, a complete beginner. He struggled with Python basics for weeks, right? But he found Codewars, and something just clicked. He started small, solving those easier kata, and then worked his way up to the challenging ones. In a few months, he wasn't just confident with the basics, he was experimenting with different solutions and contributing to coding forums. That spark, that drive, came from consistent practice. And that's what I want for everyone listening today. Once you've gotten comfortable with Python basics, solving challenges, testing your skills, the next step is putting all of that into real-world practice. This is where hands-on projects come in. I mean, it's one thing to write isolated scripts, but actually creating something useful. That's completely different, right? It's how you start connecting the dots between theory and application. One amazing resource for this is Exercism. They offer these bite-sized coding exercises. And here's the best part, they match you with mentors who provide personalized feedback. It's like having someone guide you through a maze, pointing out things you might have missed. And their projects, they're designed to reflect real-world scenarios, so you end up learning more than just Python. You pick up problem-solving strategies too. Then there's GitHub, kind of like the playground for programmers. You can start your own project, maybe something small to begin with, like building a weather application. Fetch live data, display it nicely. Nothing too wild at first. Or you can jump into open source projects where collaborating with others teaches you to navigate teamwork and feedback loops. And that's huge, getting feedback on your code. It builds not only your technical chops, but also soft skills, things like communication and adaptability. And don't forget, these projects also double as portfolio gold for job seekers. They show potential employers what you can do, how you think through problems. So when someone asks, can you handle practical coding challenges? You're not just saying yes, you're showing them proof. Simple tools like calculators or even more integrated projects are the bridge between a learner and a developer. When you've put in the hours, practiced relentlessly, and even built a project or two, there comes a point where you start asking yourself, how do I prove what I know? And that's where certifications come in. They're like a stamp of credibility. A way to signal to the world and to employers that you've got the real deal, the skills to back it up. The Python Institute has some fantastic certifications tailored for exactly this purpose. If you're just starting out, their PCEP certification is an ideal first step. It's really focused on the fundamentals, getting those syntax and semantics right, making sure you've got the nuts and bolts of Python nailed down. But if you're looking to go deeper, well then the PCAP certification is your next target. It dives into more complex concepts, data structures, object-oriented programming, even error handling. And, hiring managers do recognize these certifications, especially in tech-forward industries. Now, it's not just about the Python Institute. Microsoft, for instance, often bundles Python into its broader certifications for things like data science and programming fundamentals. It's a nice way to learn multiple skills in a structured path. Then there are platforms like Coursera or Udemy. They might not be as internationally recognized, but those certificates can still pack a punch, especially when combined with tangible, hands-on projects in your portfolio. One learner I heard about recently did just that. They started with a PCEP certification and used it as a foundation to grow. Eventually, They earned their PCAP, which gave them the confidence to dive right into data analysis, a field where Python is absolutely essential. That recognition, that little piece of paper, wasn't the destination. It was the bridge. And that bridge helped them land a job at a company they'd been dreaming about for years. So if you're thinking about certifications, don't just see them as a checkbox on a to-do list. Think of them as a way to demonstrate your commitment, to validate the journey you're already on. And honestly, they're a boost of confidence because knowing you've achieved something measurable, that's powerful. That's empowering. All right, and that's all for today. Remember, coding is as much about the practice and the projects as it is about the recognition and validation of those skills. Keep challenging yourself, stay curious, and go build something amazing. Until next time, take care and happy coding.